You know, I get the retro wave from Peter Ryan. Um, Sad he quit CoinSpice, but the retro wave he called it Doge wave. I don't know if that's like a playlist on Spotify. I can't really find it. I think it's a little too niche. But anyways, we're calling it like it is. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy the USA just isn't testing people. It is much worse when you know you're gonna die than it is for you to sneak up on you. The coronavirus is killing my bitcoins, and what do I mean by this? Well, Bitcoin's down a lot. I mean that, and the coronavirus it's out of control. Everybody panic. Get into your shelter. Buy your N95 masks. Get a bunch of bottled water. You never know when the coronavirus will get. Well, it'll be soon, so you do kind of know. But we'll get into that a little bit more. I'll be honest, it's kind of just clickbait. That's kind of what I do. But we do talk about crypto things besides just coronavirus things. We talk about crypto stuff too. So, anyways, let's kind of get into some news that I think is kind of interesting. So UFC is coming out with we'll go to this side. UFC is coming out with crypto collectibles. Oops, I totally didn't make my browser right side. So yeah, they are making digital collectibles, basically crypto kitties, but for a UFC fighter. Very, very cool, right? Coming soon. Collect the best of UFC. Buy, sell, trade, and collect. And of course, this is based on Ethereum's ERC-271, which is crypto kitties. And so I was like looking into this. I was like, okay, how are you gonna work? It's called. Okay, sorry, no. It's not. Something else is ERC-721 that I'll talk about after this. Which I'll talk about it first because it's less interesting. Fake horses, real bets. Unicorn is putting racetrack NFTs on Ethereum, non-fungible tokens. So buy an AR and plenty of ammo. That's a good idea. Stack up, get your bum stacks. But yeah, basically they're just doing crypto kitties, but for horses, and it's the same company that did crypto kitties. Place your bets. And it's funny when I saw this, all I could think about it was in the GTA casino. There's like the horse betting area in the casino, GTA 5 online, and like you just like bet on horses that are just digital and just fucking like it's like go horse go, but it's literally just like a recreation, but it's random. I don't know. It's like but anyway, so you get your own horse. And then you can breed it. Of course, you can breed horses, but apparently there's only going to be 38,000 first gen, but then you can breed new ones. It's like they're trying to recreate CryptoKitties again, but here's the stud marketplace. I should be on here, probably. But the stud fee is 0.3 Ethereum for the strongest and the fastest horse, Heartlet. So, get your crypto courses. That's what it's going to be called. What is this even called? Zed? What a horrible name. Zed.run. Build a legacy with a winning digital racehorse. Oh, God. This is so dumb. Welcome to fucking NFTs, right? And this one's ERC-721, I believe it is. And then this one that we're going to go back to, the UFC one, is based on this blockchain called Flow. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck Flow is. But okay, so whatever. You're gonna like do trading cards on it. Cool. Kickstarting network of games. Cool. More freaking. What makes Flow different? Technical details. All right. So this is where we try and figure out what makes UFC trading collectibles different than digital cats. Unlike other blockchains with a single spec for validator like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Flow divides the work of processing a transaction and validating a block into 4 different steps, each handled by a different validator node type. The separation of concerns is multi-role design. So there's the first part is Flow. You separate the consensus and the compute, and then it goes into block formation and execution, and like each of these has their own freaking like white paper. And then, of course, there's the execution verification. So, we're not going to read these because it's just a bunch of bullshit. But basically, it's like, oh, we're like Bitcoin, but like better, you know? We're basically just like better Bitcoin, so you should buy. Wow. And then so here's the second one. So here's the second part of the white paper. It's funny, like, how long is a Bitcoin white paper? Like a couple pages, and then these are just like so fucking long. But yeah. But you cool. You gotta like do all this to fucking put UFC cards on chain. And so there's this very handy graphic. So you collect the data, and then the verification from some block 3 blocks before goes underneath. But then that block goes into execution, so you execute it, and then it goes underneath. So that makes a lot of sense. So welcome to UFC trading cards, the future of NFTs. So coronavirus is gonna kill us all. So I don't know if you've heard this before. It's been mentioned. So China is trying to come out with their own cryptocurrency because that's the cool thing to do, especially when you're in an authoritarian state. And you can, because you already control the money. You might as well control the digital money too, because you know when the coronavirus comes and it hits your physical money, you have to spray it to disinfect it. This is literally a bank employees in China disinfecting money. He just boxes of money, just spraying it. So there you go. Bitcoin solves this from the famous words of Lena Seche, and she tweeted that and said Bitcoin fixes this. So I said it. So yeah, back to China. So they said they were gonna they were researching it, and it said it's been delayed from the first quarter. The research, but they were probably already doing the research. But they said that the launch will probably go as planned. Basically, they're just like postponing shit because of the virus. So, you know what doesn't get postponed? Bitcoin Cash. Oh, it always works, right? In January, they outlined its major tasks, including promoting the research and development for the new currency. And it has fruitful results already. So, good job. The Central Bank's Research Institute has already applied for 65 patents involving digital currencies. Wow. They should just use BSV. That's already state approved. So has anyone connected the dots between the uprising in Hong Kong and the timing of the pandemic? It's probably pretty easy to put that on a calendar. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, people say the coronavirus is man-made, right? Like in Wuhan, there's this literal research facility that has the same logo as the lab that created the Resident Evil virus in the Resident Evil video games. So watch out. At least the coronavirus isn't zombies. Like usually all the horror movies where like a virus takes over the world, everybody turns into zombies. So at least we're not zombies, right? That's a positive. Like at least you don't have to like kill your daughter because she has the virus and is gonna freaking infect you. So that's good, I guess. At least we're not zombies. And then they predicted by 2023, it is estimated that 10% of Chinese cities will start using digital currency based on blockchain technology. So very cool. Very cool, I guess. Here, I don't know if this is related, but CEOs of Disney, MasterCard, and Salesforce, 3 of the largest companies on the planet, all stepped down 2 days ago. That's kind of a big thing, and this was timed up exactly with Harvey Weinstein's proven guilty in court. So maybe this is a pedo thing. Maybe it's because the markets were just crashed hard as hell that same day. Maybe everything's related. Maybe Harvey Weinstein created the coronavirus. We don't know. So there's a lot of unanswered questions out there. It's so Brian Armstrong of Coinbase tweeted this, and so this is Coinbase's plan. If the coronavirus starts coming to San Francisco, where they're located, so they've already come up with a contingency plan for the coronavirus. Like you come in contact with Wuhan for it, what happens 28 days later? Oh God, 28 days later, no. I don't know. I know how to survive a zombie apocalypse, but you can't hide from a bug you can't see. See, that's important, because it would be easier to stop zombies than it would be to something that's passed through the air, right? Like, you could theoretically, you could just lock yourself in a jail cell and be fine from zombies, but you can't. I guess you could. You could be Bubble Boy. You could be Bubble Boy. So maybe that's what we learned here. If you wanna stay safe, watch Bubble Boy and be a Bubble Boy. Anyways, Coinbase's response to the coronavirus. So they have 3 different phases, just in case the coronavirus starts going crazy. The phase 1 triggers when more than 100 instances of in the wild person-to-person virus transmission between people who are not close relatives within the commuting radius of a given Coinbase office. Measured mortality rate remains 1% or above. Observed transmission rate remains above 1.5. So basically, they just ask certain populations to work from home. Optional work from home for those in the impacted area. They will enhance office cleaning schedules. They will limit office visitors to essential personnel only. And ask all leaders to start making plans of continuity of operations and it's like a government contingency. It's just like funny that they like would release this, I guess. I mean, like, I get it that it's a huge company and they like need this, but they just like Brian Armstrong just like tweeted it. He's like, here we go, guys, we're prepared. Phase 2 triggers is more than 1,000 events, and then they'll work with individual business to execute their workload. They're going to stop meal service, so that's very important. Potentially moot, as they expect most employees will be working from home. And then stop all visitors to the office or institute a visitor health screening program. So, phase 3, more than 5,000 infections. Everybody works from home. All workload movement plan executed. Relocation. And third-party service like cleaning snacks would start breaking down because of fear-driven absenteeism. So, there you go. That's Coinbase's plan to stop the coronavirus. They already got their contingency plan. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for the coronavirus? And so, what else happened with the coronavirus? Well, this is BTC.top, and so they've been infamous. I don't know. They're the ones that put out the infrastructure funding plan. One of their mines got shut down by police. Shit, what was this? 3 weeks ago now? On February 6th. And so, yeah. But he basically, Jihang said that like everybody like lives there already. Like, why are you shutting this down? It's just like nobody's coming in and out. There's no visitors, and but yeah, apparently that mine shut down. But like BTC Top is like still a thing. I don't know if it's just a pool, or I don't even know if this mine is still shut down. To be honest with you, I would guess it is, since there's no news that it's reopening. But I guess the reopening news is less exciting than somebody closing. So. But anyways, BTC Top are doing good things, so not all bad. So it's okay. So you know the whole like EDA or the DAA gamification where you mine Bitcoin Cash a lot, you get a bunch of blocks, you stop completely, and then there's no blocks for like hours. Well, BTC Top is now mining blocks at a loss when it's not profitable. When the block interval exceeds 1 hour, so they'll just like go like, fuck it, I guess we'll find a block. And they do so, and it basically re-energizes the chain to start mining again, because then the difficulty adjusts based on that block. And so, yeah, thank you. So maybe their mine isn't completely shut down, or he's just diverting hash rate based on profitability. I hope he doesn't pass that along to his customers. And so, speaking of the infrastructure funding plan. Yeah. Bitcoin Cash Node is out. Yeah, pretty. And so, the initiative, we'll go to this one because it's a little better. So, Free Trader, this was released, the code actually was released 18 hours ago. And basically what it does is it forks ABC, and it takes out all the soft fork logic from the funding plan. So basically anything to do with the funding plan is gone. It rebrands from ABC to Bitcoin Cash Node, which, like, really, guys, orange? You can go green? Come on. And the GUI settings are copied from ABC into the Bitcoin Cash Node. So really, it's the same exact thing as ABC, but without the funding plan. And the important thing about this is that it's going to follow the longest chain of Bitcoin Cash. And so what will probably happen is that so it's gonna follow the longest chain no matter if the funding plan is included in this each block or not. And so what'll probably happen is say the Bitcoin Cash node mines the first block in the fork. ABC would not follow it. ABC would fork. But if this new ABC chain gets more blocks and catches up, the Bitcoin Cash node will follow that ABC chain, and then when another Bitcoin Cash node block goes on top of the ABC chain, ABC will be like, not want that block, so we'll keep mining themselves. So it will probably be messy. Damn, no more dialers. Forgot how difficult it is to get your node up and running from scratch. Yeah, you've been trying. So it's probably gonna get messy. Pretty honest with you, I mean, Bitcoin Cash node basically is going to follow the longest chain, and ABC technically will be the one that forks because Bitcoin Cash node would build on ABC blocks, but ABC would not build on Bitcoin Cash node blocks. So, important distinct difference there. It'll be interesting. And so, now that this node is out, there's 18 Bitcoin Cash node nodes. It's funny. So, this is, I was reading in the Telegram chat. That's why blocks should stay small. No. Get out of here. You're not welcome here. I'm just kidding. I welcome everybody, but if you're a small blocker, well. If you're a small blocker, how the hell did you find this show? So yeah, basically it's called the Bitcoin Cash node, but there's already nodes at the end, so like you had to put Bitcoin Cash node nodes, right? And down here, it says Bitcoin Cash node. So if you just did Bitcoin Cash, so you have to put both. But look at this. I'm going to run some TA here on this node count. To me, this is signaling moon. This is a Bitcoin Cash node chart. Look at that. We're going parabolic, baby. We're going parabolic on these beach. Oh. So, I don't know what just happened here. Oh, I see. So, yeah, Bitcoin Cash node count is up. And so this obviously includes the non-mining nodes. And so does this count really matter? Well, after a certain point, I would say it does not. But you can see people actually are running it. And so the important part about this node is that it's basically a drag and drop. So it replaces ABC like that. So if you're running Bitcoin ABC, you can just run the Bitcoin Cash node software and you won't see any difference. You don't have to like re-download the blockchain. You don't have to do any of that. It's just drag and drop. So that's why you're seeing an uptick so quickly, because it is quickly to get up and running if you're already running ABC. The beauty of forks, right? The beauty of forks. And if anybody says, well, Bitcoin Cash node is just copying Bitcoin ABC's work, how dare they? How dare they copy Bitcoin ABC's work? Well, Bitcoin ABC copied Bitcoin Core's work. So look in a mirror, right? Yes. And so welcome to open source. Welcome to open source. If you do something people don't like, well, you're gonna get forked. And that's obviously what we saw with Bitcoin Cash, and that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin Cash node nodes. Bitcoin Cash node nodes. And so big miners have custom software. Yeah, but it's more of a pool software. Well, they would have probably not so drag and drop. I mean, yeah, I suppose I get what you're saying. I mean, they would like run Bitcoin ABC, but they would have like their own custom code on it, right? And so I don't know too much about the actual technical side of it, so maybe it's not so drag and drop. But I mean, 18 nodes already is pretty quick when the code was just released 18 hours ago. That's 1 an hour. Holy crap! By tomorrow we're gonna have like 40. Holy crap! And so yeah, I was talking to some people yesterday. Miners are unnecessary at this point. Just have the devs sign the blocks. Smart. Who needs miners? They waste electricity. Let's just do proof of dev. Proof of dev. Who's got the most commits? Let's follow them. I'm all in on Luke Jr. I'm all in on Luke Jr. Get Checksum in here. Yeah, he's around. Yeah, so I was talking to somebody in crypto, not specifically in Bitcoin Cash, and they were asking about this whole funding thing, and man, it's I got angry. I got angry, you know? Because it's like, how are you going to change a fundamental principle of Bitcoin because the miners proposed it? Well, that's because you're gonna get some money from it. You're gonna get direct money from it. So why would you not accept it? And so, how the hell do we do governance in Bitcoin? Can somebody answer my question? Can somebody answer my question? That I like his idea. Yeah, let's just go 300 kilobyte blocks. Then we won't have to worry about nodes. No, we're very worried about nodes if we go to 300 kilobytes. I could run like 4 different nodes on one Pi. Now that's the future. You know how sovereign I would be if I ran 4 different nodes on one Raspberry Pi? That's sovereign. I'm a true first-class sovereign Bitcoin individual if I could run 4 nodes on one Pi. That's a lot of nodes. That's a lot of freaking nodes, man. And so Flipstarter's coming along. I think I talked about this on Tuesday. But Flipstarter's coming along. Oh shoot, they should have a proof of concept out next week. So that's cool. Is that governance? And so who knows? Is that governance? Emergent governance. He just got fake teeth. I heard. He just got fake teeth. Oh. So if you want to donate to Bitcoin Cash Fund, no, Bitcoin Cash nodes. They have a 3 to 5. You can click on this, and that wants to open Electron Cash. Bastards. I just want to copy. I want to look it up on a Block Explorer. How much money do they get? Is this funding model working? Is this is the anti-Omri funding model working? Oh man! Again, it's the hands in the cookie jar. Yes, smart. Yes, Omri smart. Yes, ABC's good. Holy fuck. Well then, they have 140 BCH already. Is that just like a big one or what? Boom. Funding is solved. So holy shit, that is a lot of. That's 45,000, I guess, when you say it like that. But where's the big one? Can you sort by like mass amount? Here it is. So 225. A couple days ago, they got 100 BCH. So. I did see a couple people like commit to 100 BCH each, so I guess that doesn't surprise me too much. But the only governance works is the benevolent dictator with capital Dick. I mean, it kind of worked for BCH for a while until, you know. Yeah, the thing with Omri is like, I'm not trying to like shit talk the guy, whatever, but he always said if people don't like my governance, my leadership, I suppose, he could just be outed at any time, and I think that process is beginning. I don't know if he could be really outed from Bitcoin ABC. It's like the only time we really saw somebody outed from like the head of a Bitcoin GitHub, I suppose it would be, like the guy who commits the changes, like the end all be all guy, was like when Gavin gave it up to Vladimir back way the hell when, and Vladimir still has that key, right? And so people don't give up power when they have it usually, and so you kind of just have to work around them, and that's what you're seeing with the Bitcoin Cash nodes. I'm just gonna call it Bitcoin Cash nodes because it's more fun. And so welcome to the new world. Welcome to 2020, where we emergent governance. Yes. Are we kicking the can down the road? Or are we actually trying to solve something, right? And are we all going to die of coronavirus? This is so funny. I don't know. They're just disinfecting them. They're just disinfecting the money in the bank. Spray bottles. Oh man. This is the future. This is why we need Bitcoins. This is why we need the Chinese coin. And I'm not talking about Bitcoin Cash. I'm talking about the Chinese government control coin, not the Chinese miners coin. And so, an estimated 65% of the hash rate is in China. Wow, that's a lot. And so, Jay Tuman had a good comment in here. Let me back that thing up for a second here. And so I'm just gonna read this and we'll call it. So he says, let's say we're in a group that's going out to eat dinner, and I propose that we eat Filipino food. You hate Filipino food. Does the fact that I suggested Filipino food mean I do not support the goal of having a nice night out, or does it mean that we just like different things? BTC Top proposed the IFP idea because they thought it was a good idea. Most of the English-speaking users of BCH think the IFP is a bad idea. I think this disagreement comes from a difference in political alignment between the English-speaking crypto community and the Chinese-speaking one. I think the English-speaking community has a very strong libertarian bias, whereas the Chinese community is closer to the authoritarian side of that continuum. As authoritarians, BTC Top sees the IFP as a way to strengthen BCH, to take a little bit of power, money, out of the hands of a lot of citizens and concentrate it in one place so that it can be applied more effectively. As libertarians, Reddit sees the IFP as a way to weaken BCH, to take a little bit of power out of the hands of a lot of citizens and concentrate it in one place so that it can be corrupted and stolen more effectively. Your mom is Chrono. Dude, she does not. Maybe the libertarian viewpoint is more correct on this issue. Maybe centralizing money really would lead to corruption. Maybe BTC Top's belief that IFP would strengthen BCH is ill-founded. But if that's the case, we should blame them for being wrong, not for being evil. Being courteous and kind with our political rivals and making an effort to understand their viewpoint instead of simply vilifying it is unfortunately something that is rare and lacking to today's society. But it is important we develop those skills, or else more civil wars and chain splits are in our future. BTC hash rate is in China, but number of nodes is in USA. I hate to tell you, but node count doesn't really matter. Node count doesn't really matter. Hash power matters, bro. Have you ever heard of node wars? No. Hash wars. Make hash wars, not node wars. And I know I referenced this chart when it came to nodes. I'm just saying the location of the nodes don't matter. You're not deciding what Bitcoin is with nodes. You may influence people by what this number is, but you're not gonna like actually commit a block if you're not mining. So decentralized. Do you wanna? Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to get angry. We're supposed to be respectful of our political rivals. Decentralization has nothing to do with nodes. There's absolutely nothing to do with if you're running a node or not. The only thing, I'm not saying it's bad to run a node. I'm saying what running a node does, it gives you assurance that block explorers and whoever's feeding you blocks are telling the truth, right? You can see the absolute state of the network whenever you want. But does it mean you're more decentralized? No. What decentralization comes down to in Bitcoin is I would say developers and hash power, and I guess overall users. But I guess you could call that nodes, but I wouldn't call. Not all users are node runners, right? But I think it comes down to developers and hash power, really, when it comes to decentralization. And I would say Bitcoin Cash is slightly more centralized than BTC. Somebody shoot me, right? Big buy. Get a clue. Yes, I love it, dude. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. Thank you for showing up to my. Thank you for showing up my show. Yeah, where did this? I had two small blockers coming here. Decentralization, dude. If you think node count matters for decentralization and you are like BTC, I would say this is more decentralized just for how many different mining nodes there are. Yeah, node count doesn't talk to decentralization, so bye-bye. Okay, anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to try and get some guests on next week. I got a couple in mind that I want to get on, but yeah, this is number 59 show. That's a lot of freaking shows. Big buy. Get a clue. I love when I get told I don't understand Bitcoin. It's almost as good as when I get told I don't understand economics. Alright, bye everybody. Bitcoin Cash node maximalist here. Checking out.